my friends, and welcome to the top 5 games you must play before the world ends December 21st, 2012. So the list is going to consist of 5 games that if you don't play before the world ends, you're going to regret it, because these are one of the 5 most fantastic games that I've ever played or seen. So let's just get right into things. Number 5 can only be one game and one game only, and that game is Borderlands. The original, not number 2. I know 2 is a little bit better of a game. However, I really love the original, mainly because of its originality, and it gets extra points for that. Now, the reason I want you guys to play this before the world ends is mainly because of the creativity they do with the guns. I swear, more time was put into, like, different configurations of guns to the actual story. I can't even remember the story, but I can almost remember all the guns I've had in that game. And it's just an overall joy to play, and I strongly recommend it before the world ends. So, also, this game will probably take you about 50 hours to complete, so perfect amount of time to do in 9 days. Alright, coming up at the number 4 slot is Uncharted Among Thieves. This is the first game in the series, and the story just blew my mind. This is one of the first games that I actually loved the story more than the actual gameplay. I could have watched the cutscenes over and over and over and not have been bored. The gameplay itself was actually very good. The shooting was nice and concise for a third-person shooter. And the characters were really crisp and clean. I started to like Nathan Drake, especially since he had my name, but that's beside the point. But I wanted him to survive more than Luke Skywalker. Well, it was close, but you guys know what I mean. We're about halfway there at the number 3 slot, and the only game that I've ever played for more than 100 hours has to be Super Smash Bros. Melee. This game was practically my childhood. I played this game so much that I got so good at it to the point that my friends banned me from ever playing this game. I've spent endless hours trying to perfect my craft of Falco and his spinning kick of death, but you guys could have other characters, but it's just, I believe it's one of the best fighting games that's ever created. I realized Super Smash Bros. 64 was the first, but Melee did everything better. It's a fast-paced fighter. Brawl, however, is a little bit slower paced, which is why Melee beat it out. So, this game was my childhood. That's all I have to say. So, get ready for number 2! And number 2 has to be Skyrim, one of the most epic games of all time. If you were to walk one end to the other end of Skyrim, it would take you about an hour. Even with Skyrim Horse, which I swear can scale walls that's ungodly. But overall, the gameplay, you could either do first person or third person. I prefer the first person fighting, even though I'm not as accurate, but I prefer that just because it's a more immersive experience. The actual story was kind of lacking for me, mainly because I really didn't do the main quest all at one time. I mainly did the side quests, which were pretty fun just because you get to face some people. But the side quests took me forever. I mean, the game itself ran about 200 hours, which is actually not enough time for the apocalypse to happen. However, if you did the main quest and didn't do any of the side quests, the game will probably run you about 50 hours, which is another perfect time for the apocalypse to happen. So here we go. Here comes number 1. What's it gonna be? Oh, I already know what number 1's gonna be, which is Zelda: The Skyward Sword. Holy crap, was this game amazing. The scope of this game was huge. There's a huge hub world where you could fly around, do all sorts of great stuff. The characters, well, even though they didn't speak, still, I really pulled for Link. I really wanted him to save Zelda yet again for probably the upteenth time. But the story really isn't what sold me. What sold me is the puzzles and the actual gameplay. The puzzles were so rewarding that after spending 10 minutes on one puzzle and finally figuring it out, I felt so proud of myself that I was about to jump right out of my socks. The gameplay with the motion controls is spot on. The Wii Motion Plus worked wonderfully. I can't name any other console that would have done it better than Nintendo. Link was actually one of my favorite franchises, and honestly, this game was getting close to almost beating Ocarina of Time. Nothing will ever beat Ocarina of Time in my opinion, but this game came the closest, which is why I put this at the number 1 spot. Overall, I thought all these games were amazing, and I would play those games anytime, any day, even during an apocalypse, I would still play these games. But however, Zelda did beat out in the first spot. Also, if you have a different opinion, please do share it in the comments. Don't be all annoying and a douchebag about it just because yours didn't get #1 or whatever. This is my opinion, and well, you gotta deal with it. I'm sorry, that's just life. So, 2 things before I let you guys off. 1, please do subscribe, because I do other gameplay stuff, gameplay commentary, I should say, and I personally think it's good, saying an unbiased person, you know. The second thing is, I'm sorry I couldn't get any video. I'd like to get video next time I do these, however, I don't have an HD PVR, or I'm not good enough at like editing or screen capturing where I could screen cap different gameplays from different videos. I'm not good at that quite yet. So hopefully next time I do a top 5 I will have gameplay to show you, but until then I'll have to just show pictures. So I hope you enjoyed this top 5 must play games before the apocalypse / the world ends. And I actually hope you guys pick them up, and I do realize that a lot of you have played these games before, but if you haven't played any of those that are on the top 5, go pick them up and go play them. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, favorite, and share. And I'll see you guys whenever I see you guys next time.